Hey, what is up, everyone? We are live coming at you. It is a Thursday night. It is 9:05, which is normally about the time we come on as we do the countdown and all the things happening. And it is fan to fan. My name is Joseph Francis. I am your host. I am your host for an hour of talking about sports and a whole bunch of other things that we could talk about. But we are going into a whole bunch of stuff. And we are going to bring in the panel right away because that is the way it is going to happen. And there they are. How are you guys doing? What's happening?
We're groovy.
Groovy?
I'm easy. I'm easy like Sunday morning, although it's
Easy
Thursday night.
Like Sunday morning? Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty weird. That's really?
Why not?
Well, I mean, you could be that way, but you know, it's interesting. I mean, would you say easy like... Because Sunday morning is easy, actually. I think that's a very good thing. But I want to say that you said
that
something...
Heidi's hair is flawless?
Yes,
Can we just give it up for Heidi's hair?
I don't like the jersey that she's wearing. But,
Can we give it up for Heidi's hair?
I did.
Thank you.
And
also, you literally bought me this for
I
Christmas.
did buy you, but
so
you know,
you,
the arrogance that you have.
someone to blame, you look in the mirror, Francis.
Ooh.
Listen, the arrogance that you have
King
to
James
to support exactly. See what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. That arrogance.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't like him when he started coming out talking all that nonsense about the King James. I didn't like him, but he is the best. He is the best basketball player right now. Though that is pretty good. That is great. But really quick, if you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the over 1,000 and join the over 1,000 people who have already subscribed to Execution Entertainment Media, please do. Can you believe, Calvin, Heidi, 1,042 subscribers and counting?
Yo, we made it, B.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
We go down.
we made it the first mile. That's what it is.
You darn
That's
right
one go
we did.
down. One go down. That's why we easy like Sunday morning.
It is hard. Like the first, like for people that don't know, the first 1,000 subscribers is really hard.
I feel like the second 1,000 is going to be even harder. I feel like it's going to keep getting harder and harder.
You hush is what you do.
It's true. It's very true. But that being said, we are here. We are ready to play. We are ready to do the things that we do on a fan-to-fan episode. And the first thing we do is we talk monologue. And monologue is just, you know, it's me having a little fun. And Heidi and Calvin are going to have to do a monologue soon. But you can catch their monologues on the extra points that we put in the channel. More content, fun content. But today's topic is all about snubs, you know, because we're talking NBA All-Star. We're talking NBA's players that didn't make the All-Star team get snubbed. And, you know, the first thing we think about is nobody likes to be snubbed. Nobody likes to be left out. You ever heard of the thing called Fomo? Well, Fomo is the fear of missing out. It's where you sit there and you see a group of people say, hey, why don't you come and blah, 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 and you're not the one they're saying it to. You're excluded. Nobody wants to feel that. Nobody wants to feel like they shouldn't be there. And by the way, feeling like you shouldn't be there does not mean for a second that you should be there. Because it's the fact of the matter is when we're talking all-stars and we're talking high excellence like we are on this show, like we are on Fan to Fan, a sports show, if you're not good, you should not be invited to the all-star party. And it is a party. It's a weekend party. Not this year because of COVID, but it's still a way for people to be recognized in their greatness. Well, there are a couple people who were snubbed, and I will tell you the one that was snubbed the most was this man, Mr. Devin Booker, Phoenix Suns guard, probably one of the best players in the league, top 10 by my estimation, my opinion, of course. And he didn't make the starters. He didn't make the reserves. And now he's on the team. He made the team, but only because Anthony Davis can't play. So he took his spot. Now, if I was Devin Booker, I'd be upset. I'd be pissed. I'd be sitting up there saying, wait a second, I'm one of the best players in the game and you don't recognize my skills? I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you all what's about to happen. LeBron ain't getting the MVP. Kawhi ain't getting the MVP. Durant ain't getting the MVP because his team ain't winning. Nobody's getting the MVP except for me. I want that NBA All-Star team because at the end of the day, I proved it. But I'm not Devin Booker. I'm sure being the humble, classy guy that he is, he's just going to show up, he's going to ball out, and he's going to show everybody that he's worthy of a nod, and he's happy to be there. Or maybe he has a chip on his shoulder. Multiple reports, including Chris Paul himself, said this man plays with a chip on his shoulder because he wants to be the best. He feels that he is the best. Well, it's time to show him. He was snubbed, and he was snubbed in the worst way possible. The fans didn't give him enough recognition. He didn't miss it by a couple of thousand or 10,000 or 100,000. He didn't even make over 2 million votes. Now, it could be because he plays for Phoenix. Yeah. The fact of the matter is that it's because he is just not popular enough. He's not the superstar that gets the amazing votes that they got. We have Kevin Durant and LeBron James as the coaches. They weren't stubbed. We have Chris Paul, who truthfully is in the downside of his career. He wasn't stubbed. He made the reserves. And now Devin Booker, he was snubbed. And does he have that chip on his shoulder? We don't know. But for any of us who have ever been snubbed, left out, or feeling lonely in our lives, you know what's going to happen? I think the best thing for you to do in advice of life is when you get your opportunity, be ready. Because the one thing we know that Devin Booker is going to be is ready. He's going to be ready to play. He's going to show people that he belongs there. And then when it comes playoff time, it's going to be a different story because they almost made the bubble. They almost made them last year. They didn't. And now look at where the Phoenix Suns are. The Phoenix Suns are pretty much knocking on the 4th spot in the West, if not there already. And they're ready to show people that the Lakers aren't the only thing to talk about. The Clippers aren't the only thing to talk about. The Denver Nuggets aren't the only thing to talk about in the West. Phoenix is here to stay. And guess what? You ain't going to snub this team. And that's the bottom line. So, take a drink because here on Fan to Fan, when I say that's the bottom line, or what's the other one?
That being said,
you take a beverage. You take a drink. So, what do you guys got to say about the snubbingness
really
of
quickly,
Devin Booker?
I just want to say, Calvin, for like 5 seconds, I thought it was a Dark Order commercial. Like, if you know what it's like to be rejected and left out and snubbed.
You do that. It's making me laugh. Making me laugh.
All
what
right.
do you think? What do you think? What do you
about
think about the fact that this man was snubbed from the All-Star? And then we're going to ask the question is, did the fans get it right and did the coaches get it right? So, Calvin, I'm going to throw it to you first. Was Devin Booker snubbed and was he robbed?
Yeah, there was definitely some snubbage, but the fans never get it right. Let's be real. Like, I know we're fan to fan, so to say that is almost like blasphemous. But when it comes to voting for the All-Star game in the NBA, like the fans never get it right. Like there's just this thing that they kind of do sometimes like asinine things, right? And is it a popularity contest? No, not really, because the way they start to build it in, right? Like they actually get kickbacks and all of that stuff in their little contracts for making the All-Star, right? Like it plays on their career resume even, right? Like, and how we even view them. Did they make the All-Star game, right? Like, so no, I don't think that the fans always get it right. Coaches, the thing with it is you only got a limited amount. So you're often going to have people that are going to be missed for one reason or another. I think the real question to me is are people being held to the same standard by media and the coaches to make the All-Star team? I'm not going to say by the fans because some people are ridiculous.
They are. No, you're absolutely right about that. I mean, it.
Yo, I'm with Marcus. He voted every Knick.
Yo, you're crazy. And I was about to address that. First of all,
Knicks for life, baby.
No. Stop. No, stop. Because I wanted Randall. I almost voted for Randall, but then I realized that the Antetokounmpo has better numbers, so I voted for Antetokounmpo. I didn't vote for Nick because at the end of the day, this is
Who's
because I'm getting upset. The Knicks get me upset. They get me upset because the reason why Randall is there is because they give him the ball because they got nobody else to give the ball to. That's the reason why Randall is there.
And that's a little bit. So wait, are we just talking about just him right now, or are we going to talk about everybody else too?
There were other people that were snubbed, including Karl Anthony Towns. What happened to Karl Anthony Towns? Here's the thing. If AD made it, Karl Anthony Towns should have made it.
He looks at me. He looks right at me.
I look at me because she got that Lakers jersey on.
Okay, who you taking? Hey, here's usually the thing. Who you taking off to put Anthony Towns on?
That is the thing.
Who am I taking off?
Besides
Anthony
AD,
Davis.
Who's hurt? Okay, I said besides AD, who's hurt? Who else are you really putting on? And AD just got hurt. So when they started the voting, it wasn't like AD was hurt the whole time.
Fair.
Right? Like that nonsense that they did with Klay Thompson.
No, so here's the thing that I'm going to say. So here's the thing that is very interesting. So these are the starters for the West and the East. Okay, you look at that and you say the starters pretty much got it right. I would have voted Dame Lillard. Dame should have been on there, not Doncic. But that's fair. Like, I don't have a problem with this. This is where I have the problem. When you look at the reserves, okay, this is the bottom line. Who am I taking off? I'm taking off AD because he's having a down year and he's injured now. And I'm also taking off Chris Paul. What in God's green earth is Chris Paul doing there? I understand that Chris Paul is responsible for the Phoenix Suns being as good as they are, but he doesn't have all-star numbers.
Not even close.
Not even close. They gave him the Derek Jeter nod when Derek Jeter won a Defensive Player of the Year award all those years because he was so good for his career. He got the career award. Chris Paul doesn't belong there. It should have been Devin Booker and Karl Anthony Towns, not AD and not Chris Paul. That's what I thought. Mm-hmm. Heidi, what do you think? I'm gonna turn it to you.
I'd also you know that I don't agree with you about AD, but I did agree. I thought that you were gonna actually. I thought that you were gonna actually say that they get mad when I say Chris Paul shouldn't be on there. So I'm happy that you actually agree with me about that.
I agree with that.
I mean, I would just argue. I would say, well, I mean, obviously Devin Booker with that got fixed. I would say Trae Young and Brandon Ingram have both had really good years, and I know
we haven't even gotten to the East yet.
Right, yes, we haven't gotten to the East, but I would say it's just shocking to me certain people, and I know that the East West thing is a little bit, but Brandon Ingram is in the he's in the West.
He's in the West.
So I would say Brandon Ingram before Chris Paul.
Yes, but I would have said Karl Anthony Towns and Devin Booker before Brandon Ingram, and I love Brandon Ingram. So,
but the thing is, for
sure.
Now, here's the difference, though. Remember, they vote front court and back court. So to put Brandon Ingram on, you got to take somebody off on the front court.
Oh, that's true. Right.
Chris Paul is a backcourt player, so you can't just take Chris Paul off.
No, so
and not have
but I just
another
want to say,
backcourt.
Chris Paul right now is. Wait, hold on.
I'll give it back to you in a second, but I'm taking Chris Paul off. I'm taking AD off because he hasn't had a good year, and then I'm going to put on Karl Anthony Towns and Devin Booker. If I had to put Brandon Ingram, who I think is having an all-star caliber year, I'm going to take off Rudy Gobert. Come on now, who? In what realm do we think that Rudy Gobert is a perennial all-star? He's a great defensive player, but that's it. He's the best defensive player in the entire NBA's history because he stopped the league with COVID.
Okay? Okay, we're going to pull that joke
We're going to pull that joke again. He really stopped the league with that. I just want to acknowledge something. Arlene in the chat saying she doesn't have enough alcohol for my bottom lines because I just say them all the time. You know what the bottom line is? You need to get more alcohol. That's what you need to do. Go.
Well, I was going to say right now, and I'm trying to find the exact number, but I think Chris Paul is 49th in points, 49th. And if you go oh, well, I mean, he's got a lot of assists. I mean, if that's a thing we give people all-star status for now is you're so good at assisting. No, I realize they are important.
So what I want to say to that It is the assist I got.
Yeah, because that's the thing about Chris Paul, right? He makes every team better. Yada yada yada. I get it.
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's assist because John Stockton made a career. He was 12-time All-Star because of assist. Because he was Stockton to Malone, Stockton to Malone, Stockton to Malone, all day, every day. And he made every All-Star team that he could make. And he deserved it. He one of the greatest guards of all time. This is not that. Because there are other players that have more assists that deserve to be there than Chris Paul, including Devin Booker has just have better numbers. This is a Lifetime Achievement Award. This is LeBron going to the coach and saying, "Hey, can you get my boy in there?"
Okay, now you're just telling a story, Captain Conspiracy Theory. Let's just meet. This is LeBron picking up the phone and making calls. Yeah. Come on now. Yeah. People, reasonable people can disagree about it.
Did you say it's LeBron picking up the phone and making calls?
Yeah, that's
no,
what
he's texting. He's texting.
Oh, he's texting.
That's what I said. He's texting.
Whatever. Doesn't make it
all right.
better.
Okay. All right.
He's texting.
Okay, he's Pascal.
Texting. Listen, see why you got to bring him in? He's not even on. And I'm not going to mention him because I'm
surprised you're not heated about that.
No, we're going to get to the East in a second, but I want to acknowledge something too. Marcus talked about Booker is having a better year because of Paul. Do we think that Booker would have had a bad year if Paul wasn't there? Booker is a top 10 player. He's one of the top 10 players. He doesn't need Chris Paul. He was top 10 last year.
Yes, he does.
He needs Chris Paul.
As a whole, he needs Chris Paul to get to the next level. As good as he was.
No. We're not talking about that. We're not talking
about
that. We're not talking about. No. We're not talking about the next level. We're not talking about the playoffs and the championship. We're talking about the all-star team. That's individual achievement. Come on now.
Okay, listen. Okay, they played good in the bubble. I'm not going to take away from that. But where were they at in the bubble? They were scraping the bottom of the bubble. Let's just be real. So before they got hot in the bubble, they was kind of trash. As good as he was, the whole team was trash. So yes, Devin Booker did need to learn how to get better because there's a thing, and we know this. You can score points like it's happened to Jokic a couple of times this season. He had 36 points, and you're like, yo, there's no way he lost, but he wasn't scoring when they really needed the scoring to affect the game. You see what I'm saying?
I see.
So that was happening. That was happening sometimes.
I smell what you're cooking in the kitchen, but I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you something very interesting right now.
What you got for me, homie?
I think that Chris Paul showing him, I think he already got showed last year. And I think it was between a few people because while he was in quarantine, he was practicing with Jason Tatum. He was practicing with a few other superstars. I believe AD and LeBron was one of them. I think that he was already shown. That's why they came back to the bubble. They made that playoff run and that 8-0 start. Because I think he was already shown. But look, I'm going to tell you. I'll give Marcus the benefit of the doubt. And you convinced me. Chris Paul, if you want to give him the nod because he's making the Phoenix Suns better and he is making Devin Booker better, fine. But Devin Booker has numbers. He's putting up numbers. He's balling out. And even Chris Paul himself said it was a tragedy he didn't get on the All-Star game. He's on it now, so he should be happy. He should feel good. But I just think that's crazy.
By the way, Anthony Davis, I just looked at Anthony Davis and Karl Anthony Towns both are averaging 22.5 points per game. So if you're going to sit there and tell me that you got to kick my AD off to put your cat back on, then I'm going to say, actually, he's not having... And this is the point... the thing about Anthony Davis, when he's really good, he's really good. And so when he's like still really good, but not as good as he possibly is, suddenly it seems like he's not. But I mean, it's AD. He's great. He's still great.
Listen, AD is a top 5 player. He's a top 3 player. I say that LeBron's number 1. Kevin Durant is number 2. Number 3 is AD. Number 4 is Kawhi. Number 5 is Dame Lillard.
So why are you yelling about him being on the All-Star list?
Hold on. Last time I checked, the All-Star team is for what have you done for me lately? What have you done for me lately?
Playing the role of Charles Barkley today, we have Mr. Joseph
I'm a little
Russell
bald,
Francis.
so
that's fine.
Listen.
Wait, what's Minnesota's standings?
Okay, so no. I don't believe that. I don't believe that because if that's the case, Randall shouldn't be on the team. We're going to say that the Knicks are good. Come on now. Vucevic, you're going to say Orlando is good?
Well, first of all, you said we didn't get to the East yet.
No,
but I'm comparing. I'm comparing the two.
You're right.
I'm comparing the two. Right.
Dallas ain't. By the way, Dallas ain't doing well either. But Doncic was voted in by the fans.
Wait, are we
fans, bro? Fans still get 50%.
We're just focusing on the West, but we're gonna go right to the East.
Wait, hang on a second. I just want to say, so just going around, I just personally have removed Chris Paul, and I think that I would have put Brandon Ingram there. But I also want to say, I'm just a little upset to see Dame in the reserves.
Yeah. It's sad.
Like, I just want to say, like, yeah, okay, he's there, and we can all act like that's the only thing that matters. But, like, are you kidding me?
There is an explanation for that.
Is that the whole positioning thing?
No.
Yeah, he got a whole country behind him.
He got a whole continent. Europe. They love Doncic. He's the number one jersey seller in Europe. He's got a whole continent. Canada loves him. A lot of people in Dallas.
By the way, I mean, Luka Doncic is amazing, right? But like Dame in the reserves just makes me angry.
No, and honestly, I love Steph Curry. He's one of my favorite players. But at the end of the day, I would have put Dame before Steph if I had to choose. If you told me Dame or Steph, I would have put Dame, and then Steph would have been. But either way, look, Steph is having an amazing year. The Golden State Warriors are knocking on the door of playoffs because of Steph. Like, that's the bottom line.
Now we do the East?
We are going to go to the East because this is the West starters. We all know that. But in the East, it is, I think it's a little bit of controversy. I think there's some things. Kevin Durant deserves to be there. And I don't have really a problem with any of these guys being there. But the reserves are on that BS. Because here's the bottom line. I'm looking at this. I have no problem with Harden. I have no problem with Jaylen Brown. I wanted Zach LaVine. He deserves to be there. Randall, once again, he's a Knick, and I'm glad he's there for my Knicks fans. But at the end of the day, the only reason why he's putting up the numbers he's putting up is because they got no other options in New York. That might start to change with quickly getting better.
Wait, hold on.
I'm going to let you get in there. Okay? Calvin is getting upset. If you guys could see him, Calvin is like, his blood is boiling. Oh my God. But, hold up. I'm going to let you get in there. Hold that fire. Simmons is an all-star. He's putting up decent numbers. What in God's green earth is Jason Tatum doing on this team? He is not an all-star this year. And once again, I'll say it again. The all-star game is all about what have you done for me lately? That's what it's about.
The level of disrespect.
And he's not done nothing for the Celtics lately. The Celtics are barely knocking on the playoffs.
He's averaging 26 points a game.
The level of disrespect. Bro, I don't know what happened and why we get so much disrespect from you right now. But
oh, wait a second. You're a Boston fan now?
No. I know you ain't talking about who's a fan of who. Somebody in the comments help me out. My man trying to get me out about who's a fan of who. No, but what I'm saying is, okay, I'm not even going to really my whole thing ain't really about Jason Tatum.
Okay.
It's about my man Julius Randle. So how you gonna knock Julius Randle for being the number one option on the Knicks? And your argument is he only getting those numbers because they ain't got nobody else. That's what happens when you're the number one option.
He's the number one option because RJ is not playing well, and Thibodeau does not believe in giving rookies the reins. Because you should be giving Quickly. Quickly should be that first or second option. He's playing amazing this year.
He ain't Julius Randle.
Man.
That's all I'm saying.
Listen, and once again, I have no problem with Julius Randle. I like the fact that Knicks are in the playoff picture.
Right?
What?
He was the 7th pick when he got picked?
He was the 7th pick for
the Lakers.
With the Lakers, yeah.
Right.
And
so he wasn't a scrub. He was actually really nice in college.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with Julius Randle. I love the fact that Julius Randle has the Knicks in a playoff picture. The thing is, we all know they're going to get bumped out in the first round. Their first round exit right now. And I just feel like RJ and Quickly need to develop. They need to develop this team, these guys, these young guys. And I think that's where I'm coming with the hostility for Randle, because I feel like indirectly, directly, I don't know what's happening, but I feel like he is, because he's so good, these young kids can't, they feel like they got to give the ball to him, or maybe Tibbs is calling and saying, give the ball to him.
Everybody's doing better on the Knicks. Everybody's doing better on the Knicks. See, this is what we need to slow down and do. Granted, now last year, I was the one calling Knicks hot garbage and trash because there was hot garbage and trash.
James Dolan was in
Things
the
were
trash
said.
Now he's always right. Things were said. James Dolan's always going to be in the trash bracket, though.
Yes.
So,
yes.
But here's my deal: we can't glance over, especially as Knicks fans, we can't glance over and say, "Oh, we know they're just going to go out in the first round," as if they're a team that always makes the playoffs and always exits the first round. We actually need to take into account that our beef with the Knicks last year, and even in extra points, was they gave us nothing to look forward to. Like, they would give us nothing to look forward to. And now this year, because there's a certain other team that became a sparkly new toy, we want to throw away the toy that we had that's actually kind of hot because it's not producing as well in our minds and not as box office. But the Knicks came a long way from last season.
They did.
To even be seeded at this point, they're like the 7th seed in the East. Yes, they may not be 500, but where were they last year? They didn't even make double digits at this point last year. And they won at least 13, 14 games this year? Come on. Like, we can't get no love for that? None?
Well, they're the
Come on, B. We done been too far. We suffered the 90s, bro. Come on. Let's be real, Joe. We suffered the 90s. We had to hear all the hate from people that came with Jordan this and Jordan that. We almost had to fight cats. I don't know about you. I had to fight a couple of cats when I was in junior high school for the disrespect to the Knicks.
You know what? Everybody thought that I was frozen. I wasn't frozen.
I didn't think you were frozen.
I'm gonna
say something soon.
Let me hold up.
All right.
Hold up.
My man Anthony got my back though. Good looking, Anthony.
Hold up. First of all, I'm gonna acknowledge some things. First of all, I'm gonna acknowledge some things. Arlene is driving and she can't go to jail, so don't take drinks while you're driving. Fair. Second of all, Paul takes away the pressure from Booker. All right, Marcus, you got it. Chill. You ain't got to be all right all the time. Jesus.
Did you catch Marcus
Fair.
Like the Knicks will beat New Jersey in the first round?
Whoa.
Oh, nice.
No, Marcus is high.
New Jersey.
He thinks that's going to happen. So first of all, because New Jersey doesn't exist anymore. Second of all, the Knicks ain't beating the Nets. That ain't happening. It ain't even happening. That ain't even coming close. They gonna if they play the Nets in the first round, they're getting swept.
That's ridiculous, B, because that would be like the Nets losing to the Cavaliers twice this year. Oh, wait. Oh. My bad.
Oh.
Go ahead.
You know what?
Make your point.
Do you know what I hate,
You know what?
Calvin? Do you know what it is? That his irrational, we're going to have more of this thing about the Nets, makes you and I, who like the Nets, have to argue against the Nets all the time. Like, it's very frustrating. I love the Nets, but I'm always just like, tone it down. Can I say a thing? Okay, you gonna still finish?
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you go because I haven't even addressed all the stuff that he said about the Knicks. Please go ahead.
Okay, I just wanted to take it back to the topic at hand.
Yes.
Which was the East and the people on the
East
NBA. And I want to say that yes, the Knicks are 7th seeded, but in part it's because a whole bunch of teams are tied in their seeds. So right behind the Knicks is Atlanta. And to me, I think if you're going to punish Trae Young for the fact that Atlanta isn't very good, but you're going to give Julius Randle a spot on the reserve when the Knicks are marginally better, and given how much better Trae Young is than a lot of people, I would say that. I mean, I think this is a problem, right? With the voting. Because
is why I am marrying this woman. Because at the end of the day, she speaks the sense.
I'm not trying to crap on the Knicks. I'm just saying, like, this is the problem with the voting system, right? Is that sometimes you see some people get penalized for the fact. I mean, like, the Wizards are terrible, but Bradley Beal is in the starters, and rightly so, right? So I'm not saying he shouldn't be, but I just feel like Trae Young got handed like a little bit of a, oh, well, you know, the Atlanta's terrible and when is Trae Young going to take them? And it's like, but look at how good Trae Young is. Like, this is some BS right now. So I just want to say, I think it's an uneven treatment of two guys
So what about
who are
Sabonis?
on not great teams.
Sabonis is another one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sabonis is another one.
Another one.
Sabonis deserves to be there more than Rudy Gobert. This is what I'm going to tell you.
Absolutely, I agree.
This is what I'm going to tell you. So first
I'm ready
and
for it.
foremost,
I'm ready for the heat.
So first of all,
I'm ready for the heat and the receipts. What's up?
Yeah, absolutely.
Plug.
Good thing you
Check
guys
out
are
a new-
separated by 3,000 miles.
If you
right
have
now.
not seen the latest episode of Heat and Receipts, selfless self-promotion, check that out. And we're going to do another one this weekend, and it's going to be coming out next weekend. Bottom line, we got a lot to talk about, but that's a whole other situation. So let me get this straight. What you're telling me is that you believe that Randall deserves to be in the All-Star because he's the number one and only option, and that the Knicks,
Which is not true,
have given us the first excitement in 20 years. What excitement are we having? What excitement are we having about getting bounced out in the first round? Because they ain't going no farther than that.
It's not
Marcus.
shameful.
Dog, help me. I need some true Knicks fans. Yeah, I took a shot at you.
I'm a Knicks fan.
I just took a shot at you right now. I took a shot at you right now, B. I took a shot at you right now. That's right.
You take
I
shots
did.
fired.
Because I think you was fronting these past 30 years.
Wow.
The truth is coming out, people. The truth is coming out. My man jumped ship. He jumped ship on us.
Listen.
We was like the Titanic. We over here with our buckets, still trying to get the water out. My man that swam across and got to another ship.
This is what I'm gonna tell you. First of all, we got a phone right here. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing I'm gonna tell you is this is what I'm gonna say very clearly. Okay, I didn't jump ship. I was there in 1994 when Starks put up 1 for 90 in the Game 7 because he decided to just forget that Patrick Ewing and everybody else was on the team, and he just started chucking up shots. And I cried. That night I cried. I was 14 years old. I went to sleep crying because my Knicks lost. And I was upset. But this is the thing that I'm going to say. This team that the Knicks had is a mirage. Okay? It's a mirage. It's Julius Randle, who might be traded by the deadline so that they can get better players, okay? Or picks. Because this is what this team is going to do. It's owned by a guy who does not care to win. He doesn't care. He just likes his nice little toy of Madison Square Garden. And you cannot defend James Dolan, okay?
No one
he's
does
trash.
that.
And then I didn't jump ship. I love Brooklyn. You know I love Brooklyn. We grew up in Brooklyn. I was Cypress Hills, Brooklyn. You were Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. What is coming on?
Bed-Stuy, do or die, baby.
This is what I'm saying. But this is the bottom line. Not only do I like the Brooklyn Nets like mentality to want to win, they want to win. And they're trying to win a championship. So what did they do? They went out there and got the second best player in the world despite him having Achilles injury and got Kyrie and got him to get Kyrie. And then they said, you know what? I'm going to pull the plug and get James Harden. And we're going to get to that in a second.
We didn't think that was a good idea, just for the record.
First
but it
off,
turns out we were
I thought
wrong.
it was a good idea. I said it right here on the air. It was a good idea.
And now I get it because
Hold
Dolan
up,
was trash.
hold up.
Okay,
The one thing
all right,
else I'm going to say. The one thing else I'm going to say. But they're also fresh. Look at what I'm wearing right here. This is design. Have you seen the Knicks City jerseys? They're ugly. They look garbage. They look like.
I think you guys need some mediation here. I think that what is happening is that Joe is.
I'm hurt.
He's a hurt and wounded. He's like a bunny.
What did you call? Hold on. What did you call?
Bunny.
Hold on, Calvin. What did you call the Knicks relationship with us? What'd you say?
Oh, that's tumultuous. We got a tumultuous. You
said it was abusive.
It was an abusive relationship, B.
It still is. Nothing has changed.
But then when they went to counseling, they went to counseling. They started to get better.
No, you know what they are? No. You know what they are? They are the boyfriend that says, "Baby, come back, please, come back, please."
All right, we have other.
That's what they are.
What this is Joe is not Calvin.
No.
Joe is not ready to believe yet.
They need to show me something. They need to show me something.
Well, they're
I need
showing
Karl
you
Anthony
something,
Towns and
but
Devin Booker in a Knicks
They're
uniform.
showing,
Then
they're showing you something, but they're not showing you enough to.
they're not showing me enough. Although I did like the Derrick Rose trade, but that's fine. But
Can I say something?
Hold on
Can I
one
say
thing. I'm just
something?
going to acknowledge the chat.
You literally haven't let him say anything.
I'm going to
In
acknowledge the
Brooklyn-
chat, and then I'm going to hold it over there. Yeah, I was 14 in 1994. Both of us were 14 in 1994.
Hey, he said you. See why you like Brooklyn. You like Brooklyn right now. You throwing somebody else under the bus because you got called out for something. I don't
It's
feel
true.
like that.
And Marcus is saying that they got the best defense in the league. Can you double check that? I don't know, Marcus. Best defense in the league? I mean, Tibbs is a defensive-minded coach, but really? I mean, if that's the case, that's pretty phenomenal. And New Jersey Nets are trash. Wow. I'm from Bushwick. Yes, you are from Bushwick. And Anthony talking about Brooklyn has taken over swagger and culture in the city from the Knicks. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I got Nets paraphernalia all over the place. It's fresh. Noah Barclays is a better arena than Madison Square Garden, and they're going to win the chip this year. Calvin, go. Yeah,
I'm not frozen.
That's what I said.
I knew.
Yeah, that's what I said. They want to win the chip.
Okay, see, okay.
It certainly ain't going to be the Knicks, and it certainly ain't going to be the Lakers. So what are you talking about? What are we talking about?
First of all, I'm at the point where I'm just being honest. Look, and I'm never going to say never, but the Nets need to show me something against teams below 500, okay? Just because y'all want to show up, y'all want to show up.
That's our next topic. So before we get to the next topic,
you asked me to look something up, and he is absolutely correct. The New York Knicks have they have the third best defense in the NBA, but the best defense in the East.
Really?
Defense efficiency.
You know what happened? See, you took your eyes off of New York, B, because you was focusing on Brooklyn so much that you didn't even notice that we was putting in that hard work. Somebody came around with a flashy car, and you dissing us with the buck pass. You know what I'm saying?
Brooklyn, for the record, has the 26th best defense in the league.
Who?
Brooklyn.
They made it in? I thought they was ranked in college.
They're actually just only. Yeah, they're better than the Wizards and the Pelicans and the Trailblazers and the Kings.
Hold on, wait. The Wizards didn't they lose to the Wizards?
See, this is what I don't like about you.
Maybe we should.
This is what I don't like about you. It's
what,
okay.
The truth?
It's all right.
You don't like the truth?
It's all right. We're gonna get to the Nets of the topic, but we gotta let Heidi get in on.
What is that?
We gotta let Heidi get in on all of this because I think we've been going back and forth.
I said my piece.
You said your piece.
And
by the way, and we didn't even get Calvin. Who would you have taken out of the All-Star reserves? Like, you're looking at the All-Star reserves right now. The East has these players. Is there anybody you were to replace, or are you good with this?
I'm gonna say, okay. I'll give you. I definitely would have took out Vucevic and put in Sabonis.
Really?
Oh yeah, I think that actually would have been a good change.
Can you do that comparison? I would love to hear those statistics.
Vucevic, yep, I'll look it up.
Well, and look at where Orlando is.
Wow.
I don't even think they're seated. Like okay, they took away Victor Oladipo. See, and here's the deal. See, like now. I'm still a Knicks head, but like in basketball, I got to give it up because my man played for Indiana, and
yeah.
But at the same time,
he
got Indiana in fourth. Now. No, I'm talking about Sabonis.
Oh, Sabonis, yeah. Okay, gotcha. Yep,
you know what I'm saying? Like they took away Victor Oladipo, who was the All-Star, took him away. Sabonis' numbers went up, and he got them still in fourth.
Listen,
with a winning record.
No,
I don't know how you.
No, because that team is coached well and they're a team game. They got people who are bought in. But you know what? The fact that Marcus is saying need to change this to bedtime. You know what? Here's the bottom line. You and Marcus are selling out Brooklyn. Y'all are from Brooklyn. Y'all should be happy.
Okay.
You about to get a chip.
They're real close. Technically, Vucevic's numbers are a little bit better than Sabonis's, but
But it's not translating into wins.
It's not translating into wins. No, it's not.
That's a good point.
And here's the deal. Now, okay, remember what I told you, and I had my thing on Brooklyn. Here's my thing on Brooklyn. If they win, I will give them their props, but I'm not changing from the fact that they sloppy, B. Like, I don't like sloppy. Like,
I
just,
think, I
you
think
got
this
two
is
of
a
the,
good time to transition into
It's a good time to
discussion
transition,
around
but
the
you got-
Nets.
I do want
you
to
got
say
two of the most sensitive superstars in history
It's
I
on
know.
the same team.
I know.
And I hope
It's
I hope-
really bad. It's really bad, and we're gonna get to that in a second. But this is the thing that I'm gonna say. I'm taking out Tatum, and I'm putting in Trae Young, and I'm taking out Vucevic, and I'm putting in Sabonis because, like you said, it's all about the wins. Other than that, I'm good with it because listen, the East is gonna lose. The East is gonna lose bad. Okay, that's just the bottom line. It's not gonna be close. But we are moving on, and once again, if you have not hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, please do that. Leave a comment in the chat. We love you when you leave a chat in the chat. For all the new subscribers, once again, we are at 1,041 subscribers from being at 220 2 months ago. We got 800 subscribers in the last month and a half, 2 months. Amazing. We appreciate all the support. Hit the like button. We're going to keep bringing you more content in the form of fan to fan, in the form of heat and receipts, in the form of 3 things to do, and in the form of weed and wealth that is being developed right even as we speak, and in the form of extra points because we are loving it. So we're moving on, and we're going to stay right in basketball now because we're talking all the new Brooklyn Nets. You thought I was going to say New Jersey, didn't you?
He
You
almost
all
said it.
thought I was going to say New Jersey. No, it's the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets did some amazing things, including going 5-0 on their road trip and defeating the defending champion Los Angeles Lakers. Now, the one thing I will give credit is that there was no KD, there was no AD, and there was no Dennis Schroeder, who has been their third option all year long. LeBron did everything that he could. It just was not working. This is what I'm going to say. The Nets have turned the corner. They beat the Lakers without AD. That doesn't count. They also beat the Kings. The Kings are horrible. Golden State, they beat Golden State. And Golden State is actually not playing so bad. They're actually playing well. But here's the reason why they've turned the corner. They beat a Los Angeles Clippers at full strength, except for Paul George being on limited minutes. But it's still Paul George played. And here's the bottom line. The Nets versus Clippers in the Western Conference in the finals is what I predicted. I predicted it before the season started. I stand by my pick. Let's go. What y'all think about that? Heidi, I'm going to kick it to you first because we talked too much in the last segment.
Okay. So what is the question? What do I think about it? Look, I mean, it looks good. It's promising.
5-0.
Again, I like the Nets. But DeAndre Jordan is playing well, and that is helping. But AD wasn't there in the paint to challenge him, and I think it would have been. But I think that would have been a different. It would have been a different game. We'll see. I mean, Paul George didn't finish playing, right? Because he's on limited time. So look, it bodes really well. It's great to see. The Nets still aren't the best team in the East. I still think that's the Sixers right now. So they might. Well, that's literally true in the standings. Both Sixers are the best team in the East.
By how many games?
1. There's not that many games to be separated by at this point, right? But you can look at me all you want. But Joel Embiid is playing well. Ben Simmons is playing well. Tobias Harris is playing well. I mean, you can do that look all day. I'm just saying you are not.
Marcus and Calvin are all high or something because here's the bottom line.
This is a good.
I don't understand you. I don't understand y'all.
This is a very good this is a good sign. They're playing. Look, Calvin and I were talking this before the show.
Shameful.
I will be the first person to admit that James Harden has shown up like he is not James Harden. We actually were thinking maybe the face-off machine was involved in some way because I'm not sure that's James Harden under the beard. Someone should tug it real hard because he's showing up really, really well. Kyrie, as long as Mercury isn't in retrograde, Kyrie is apparently playing well. But if the moons align and his sage bush dies because nobody waters it, then I don't know what's going to happen. So again, the fragility thing Calvin said is real. I'm not ready to say, oh yeah, it's the Nets all the way. And I'm certainly not ready to say, even if they get to the playoffs, they're the team that's going to win. But I do think that compared to where we were 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, it's looking a lot better. So he's not going to marry me now because I think I just ruined that. So
no,
go ahead.
I got some stuff to say to you, but I'm gonna let Calvin go. Go, Calvin.
What do I think? I'm not ready to hang the banner in Brooklyn.
Really? Who's your pick again?
What?
Who was your pick again?
I don't remember. It wasn't Brooklyn.
It was Brooklyn.
Oh, by the way, I think my pick was Brooklyn. I didn't think
probably was
was the Lakers.
No, my pick is the Lakers overall, but I did think it would be Brooklyn and the Lakers in the playoffs. But that's not the question. Me
and Calvin said Brooklyn.
True. Okay.
I know.
But I'm still not. But I'm still not sold that it's just so automatic. Like you and everybody else in the world is just like, oh my God, they turned the corner because they won 5 games against 5 different teams. You got to win a series. You got to play defense enough to stop the other team from outscoring you. You better hope Cleveland don't make it to the first round and play y'all, because my man probably gonna have 90 points. like, come on. For real.
You gotta hope it isn't Cleveland or the Wizards, Calvin, because
right?
It's gonna be crazy.
Huh. So I wrote 2 things on this piece of paper.
What?
Philly.
How high you are? And
No.
How right
Philly.
we are? How lucky you feel to know us?
Philly. Question mark. WTF.
How can you say WTF? They're literally first.
They've been consistently first the whole time.
You know what? Consistently first. And you know what? They would be a runaway. They would be my pick, except my man still can't hit a jumper. My who's supposed to be who made the All-Star team can't hit a jumper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, sorry, because Joel Embiid is averaging 30 points a game.
Joel Embiid, at this point, it's Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, Dame Lillard, Steph Curry, and LeBron James as the MVP candidates.
Yeah,
those are that's who it is.
They've got a lot of consistency, and the Nets don't. To Calvin's point, Philly has been good from the beginning of the season.
That's consistency.
That's a
over
run.
2 weeks.
That's a run. That's a hot hand. That's a run. It isn't from the beginning of the season, so it would be foolish to disregard. Yeah, you know where Philly started at the beginning of the season.
No. That's not fair. That's not fair because it was what happened when Philly brought in Tobias Harris last year. They didn't do so well. When you get new players, sometimes you got to get the chemistry. Where is that word? Chemistry. You need chemistry. Chemistry. So, and then the next thing I'm gonna say.
Wait, so why the Knicks ain't getting this love?
You know why? I'm going to tell you why.
Because their name is not Harden or Durant or Irving?
Who's their owner?
Oh.
I'm talking about the players, B.
I'm
talking about the players. You have called the team of the Knicks trash.
Hold up. What's happening to RJ?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. What's happening to RJ? RJ was a third number 3 pick. He's playing like he wasn't even drafted. And I love RJ, but he needs to play better. Okay?
He's putting up decent numbers.
Okay, and then second of all, we already established that I have PTSD from the Knicks. Like, that's what it is.
All right.
And I'm sure that's what it is. I love the Knicks, but they put me through too much pain. Too much pain. This is what I'm going to say. You're saying that the Nets are not automatic. Who in the East is going to beat them? Because it ain't going to be Philly, because Philly can't hit a jump shot.
Wait. First, Philly, what you mean with Seth Curry? They can't hit a jump shot?
They can't hit a jump shot. Not consistently. Seth is the only one that can.
Okay. We haven't seen them play one playoff series. We've seen them play some individual games. The closest they got, if you want to get there, the closest they got was when they played Cleveland with and without Kevin Durant.
You're in 2
love
times
with
in 3 days tonight, aren't you?
2 times in 3 days. And what happened?
They lost.
And what happened?
47-42 from Sexton.
Yes, like.
Listen,
Cleveland
have been making the playoffs, so I don't got to worry about Cleveland.
But they have been constantly setting, like team records or personal records for scoring when they play Brooklyn.
No, I understand
Yo.
that because Brooklyn doesn't play any defense. Although their defense has, over the last 5 games that they are 5-0 in, their defense was number 3 in the league because they've been stepping up. They finally got their big man to play the way he's supposed to play. They got Joe Harris, to me, is the unsung hero, should be the 6th man of the year, whatever award. He should be the most valuable player on the Nets because that man is playing lights out defensively and with the ball, with a 3-point ball. He is a sniper. And James Harden, like you said, doesn't look like James Harden. He looks like a completely other player because he's almost averaging a triple-double. Might as well be in the MVP conversation, too, if it wasn't for Kevin Durant. And here's the bottom line. Bottom line is they've done all of this despite Kyrie's sage antics and his I don't know if I feel like playing and I'm not gonna show up for practice and now I got my thumb is hurt and like all of this stuff and KD not playing.
The little flop they had at the end of the Clippers game, I guess we ain't gonna talk about that, right? That was just great defense.
No, that was no. That was lying. But that was lying. I mean, you're right about that. He lied. And the referees believed him, and you know they should have
because
reviewed
James
it.
Harden gonna get those calls, right? Like that's what happens. So you got to kind of just suck that up. He gonna get those calls.
Flopping. I don't like flopping. I never like flopping. So you're never gonna get me on that one because I'm always gonna say you're 100% right. But here's the bottom line, and this is something I want to call attention to. You know what's amazing? and I see Adam with the smoking like a true Knicks fan. You know what's funny about this? You know what's amazing about this? Why can't we like both teams? Why can't we get Knicks versus Nuts?
We can.
Why can't you like both teams? Is what I'm saying.
I like them.
You have, and excuse me, you two, you have shitted on the Knicks. Okay, this whole year you have called them bums and garbage when they was bums last year. They are seeded, bro.
No.
Seeded.
Hold up. They were bums for 25 plus years.
Yeah,
let's
but this
get
ain't
it right. Let's get it real.
This ain't the same exact squad.
Fair, but here's the thing that I'm gonna say: it's not the same exact squad. I just need to, like I said, I'm in an abusive relationship, and they right now they are the man who said I hit you, but I changed my ways. I went to counseling. Come back and take me back, baby. That's the Knicks. That's the Knicks, and I'm the abusee, and you're the abusee, and Marcus, you're the abusee, and Adam, if you're a Knicks fan, you're the abusee. Every Knicks fan is abused and denigrated and disrespected, and we all have PTSD because we don't think for any second of imagination that this team is going to do anything but make it to the first round and be booted out by a sweep.
And Marcus says,
you
rightly,
think that.
How many years were the Nets bums? But I would point out, Marcus, as a person from New Jersey, that we don't expect to have nice things. So we don't have good stuff.
Fair.
Yeah.
So here's my question.
We are the
How about this? We are what's today's date?
The 25th.
25th of February. You want to put a bet on this?
Oh Lord.
What we betting?
We betting if the Knicks play the Nets, I say they're gonna get swept out of the play. Swept. Okay.
I say you lost your damn mind.
And if you say if the Knicks play the Nets, what's gonna happen? You think they're gonna beat the Nets?
I think
With
it's possible.
Kevin Durant?
Yeah. Yes, I think it's possible.
Okay. So here's the thing. With Kevin Durant, both teams full power. Now, if any team gets an injury, this bet is null and void.
No, hell nah. Nope.
Null and void.
No.
Void.
You
both
keep your
teams
weak
full
ankle
power.
No, you keep weak ankle Durant and sensitive spirited Kyrie.
Yeah.
And
Kyrie's Mr. Like,
roly
I
poly
sprained my
and
shoe.
roly poly Harden. Nah, you got to take the whole thing, B.
No. I'm saying Knicks and Nets at full power, both of them.
Is
Hold on.
anybody trying to say? Come on, Calvin's not saying that the current Knicks can beat the current Nets at full power.
He is saying that.
Calvin, you're not actually
saying that.
I think Calvin's saying you don't need to shit so much on the Knicks when they are actually improving.
Hold on. I am saying a bet right now. It's very simple. Both teams at full power in the playoffs. I say the Nets sweep them 4-0.
Okay,
And I'm saying I win if it's not a sweep. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
You win if it's not a sweet?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
No,
And what are you-
I would take that back.
No, but and here's the thing. We'll decide the terms right here live on the air in a second. But you did just say a couple of seconds ago that you think that the Knicks can actually win the series.
They can
Yeah,
stop.
you mean with the Nets still not playing defense?
Ooh, yes.
A series?
Yes. You think
You
the
gotta
Knicks can beat the Nets?
Consistently not playing defense? I'll give him a shot
Wow. Okay.
in the playoffs.
So that's not the part of the bet, but I
By the way, this
that's
bet
amazing.
will never actually come to pass because that's not going to happen. They're not actually going to be in.
Right now, the Nets are the number 2 seed. The Knicks are the number 7 seed. They play
Eventually,
each
they
other.
will fight.
They're
Yeah.
7th seed because a whole bunch of teams are tied with each other.
Well,
They're actually like
true.
10th by most people's
True.
count.
I say that if the bet is that case, I say you have to move back to New York next year.
That's fine.
Wait till the egos. Marcus is making a good point. Wait till the egos start kicking in on the Nets because right now everybody's playing nice.
Did we? You heard that,
By the
right?
way, well, I mean, he was
Yes,
thinking about it.
He said
I
yes.
will take that.
He's
I'll
taking
take
it.
that.
I think he might do it anyway. But yeah,
That's
so.
that's a definite bet.
What do you
But you
want
see
from
what
me?
Adam said? To find no injuries, the starters or the roster.
No injuries. No injuries. Full
Zero.
strength. Both teams. No injuries. Full strength. Steve
So
Nash can't even have an injury.
I'm sorry. This is getting to be a dumber bet by the minute. So you're going to tell me that you think that they might end up in the conference in the East finals together,
No.
and also with no injuries.
No. I'm saying right now, as if the playoffs started right now, it would be Nets versus Knicks in the first round of the playoffs. 2nd seed versus the 7th seed. And what I'm saying is that if both teams are at full strength, bench and starting lineup, the Nets are going to sweep, brooms out the Knicks. Okay? And he's saying that they're not. So if the Knicks win
Yeah, I
one
still think
game,
this
I
won't
lost the
happen.
bet.
I still think this won't happen because I think they're not a true 7th seed. There's 10 teams.
Even
in
with that, they can't
7
even.
seeds.
They couldn't even beat the Cavaliers. Yes, and I'm gonna bring up the Cavaliers one
That
more
was a
time.
month ago.
And the Wizards.
That was
I
a
don't
month
care.
ago.
Honey, I think what you want
That
to
was
say is
3 weeks
why
ago.
you got to bring up old stuff. That's
Why
what
you got to
wanna
bring up
say.
old stuff? Here's the bottom line.
Right.
What do you want from me? That's what we got to say, and then we got to move on to the next topic.
Heidi get the pick.
Adam
How
says
do you
so
get the
the
pick
ninth
with your-
player off the bench twists his ankle as the bet off. That doesn't sound that confident there, Joey.
No, I'm saying that it's full power. If Joe Harris gets an injury or a bench player, Jeff Green, significant player, quickly, Derrick Rose, any of those players get an injury, then the bet's off. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they look really good. What's the bet? He said you have to pick the stipulation for me.
You can't talk about anybody being the GOAT for a full year of this show.
Ooh.
You can't use the phrase GOAT on the air.
I thought you would have gone with Nowlands, but you can throw
Oh,
that in there
God.
too.
Damn it.
No, you said the first
No,
one.
wait.
All
All right, well, can we later bet something else so I can also remove that from his vocabulary? That would be amazing. Yes. But I'm going to say no GOAT talk for
No
a
goat
whole
talk.
year.
Okay, because speaking of goat talk, because we are getting right into goat talk, next week we've decided to push it back because we definitely did not give it enough thought. Next week we are going to talk the GOAT, greatest of all time athletes of every single sport. We talked about the criteria last week. Heidi, what was the criteria? I know one of them was that they had to be good off the field, no kind of issues off
Well,
the
so
field.
they had to they had to be like decent people, like on
Yeah.
and off the field. They had to have championships. They
Yes.
have to be known at the time for being sort of the best at something.
Yes.
And there has to
The
be,
sport.
they have to have brought something to it that nobody ever brought before. So whether you want to talk about, it's not just that you won championships, maybe you won the most, or you're one of the highest scorers, or whatever. There's some or you demolished the record for passing yards, or whatever it is. So you have to have been like a record breaker in some way in your sport. And you had to have consistency. So that was one of the things that we said would, for example, like rule out an Eli Manning, right? That, you have championships, you have some really good stats, but he's a good guy, but he didn't have that consistency.
Fair.
over time.
No, exactly.
So those were like
Ooh.
4. I honestly can't remember what the 5th one was. Calvin, do you
Yeah,
remember?
did you see that Adam just
I don't,
offered to
but
pay
Adam-
the first 2 to 3 months of your rent? You saw that, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Well, no, he said that
No, I
you
think
should.
Calvin
No,
says
no,
you
Adam
should
said
pay
that
it.
he's going to pay the first 2 to 3
I-
months.
No.
Adam said that he's going to pay the first 2 to 3 months. I saw that. I'm reading it right here. It says, if Joseph wins, I will pay the first
So,
2 to 3 months of his rent. He's
Basically, you're
saying
saying
it right
that
there.
Adam wrote to himself in the
Yes.
chat.
Yes.
You know Adam.
Yes.
I
Look at
bet
that.
if he's
Look
doing
at
that, Adam says
It's
to Adam.
amazing. It's amazing.
He's a generous guy.
He's a generous guy. See, he's such a good guy. He's a good
guy.
He's a good wholesome
Decent
guy.
human.
That Adam. Are we missing anything, Calvin, about the GOAT conversation?
I don't think so. Did anybody in the comments have anything to add to the?
Yeah. Does anybody want to recommend a GOAT of all time?
So consistency, championships, record breaking, and being a decent human on and off the field.
Yes, those are the 4 things that I think we could attribute. I think you have all of those things. So
I like the way Adam thinks.
I think that's going to be interesting. I want to say that I'm looking forward to that because I do like a good GOAT conversation. It's like the only thing that would be
a GOAT conversation.
The only thing that would be better as a GOAT conversation is having a GOAT conversation in Nolans because that is the bottom line.
You know
that
what?
is good stuff.
You go straight to hell with that Nolans nonsense. We are going to go there on vacation so you can say it to people and they can punch you in the face and then maybe I don't want you to get punched in the face, but I really want people from New Orleans to say, why do you keep saying that? That's not how we say it.
No, they
also,
do say
you're
it.
not from here, so please stop saying it.
I'm just trying to respect the culture. Okay, so that being said, we are moving on to the last...
Oh, wait. Adam has a clarifying comment. Decent off the field, Jordan or Tiger won't qualify. So in this particular case,
That's not
Adam,
true.
what we meant was more like felonies.
Yeah.
Like you actually
Like OJ
committed
can't be in that
crimes.
conversation.
Like OJ's out, but like Tiger.
And all he did was cheat on his wife.
Like all he did was cheat on his wife.
No,
Well, he just broke his legs.
Stop.
No, I mean he did it
stop.
like a lot.
No, but hold on. I understand
like,
to his wife.
To the point of being.
Hold on. I
weird.
understand to his wife and to his family and to his fans, it was disappointing. But it's not like he murdered somebody. It's not like he betted on sports.
I think what
come
people
on.
honestly, I don't want to
It's
get
not
a
like
whole.
he cheated.
I don't want to get a whole conversation.
Got hosed.
He got
hosed.
oh yeah, in all the area codes. I think that the reaction wasn't that he was cheating on his wife. Kevin Hart cheated on his wife. Everyone still loves him. It's that he was doing it to like a pathological extent. Like it was crazy. I think that's more like it just gave people the creeps. Like, dude, Tiger, calm down. But whatever, it's fine.
So listen to me.
So no felonies though. We're saying no felonies.
Killing it in the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah,
First
okay,
Marcus
said the
was
new
killing it.
Beyonce.
Now he's killing it. Listen to me. Anthony's was there too. Like I want to see other people comment, but I want to say this. Yeah, we're talking about people who like Michael Jordan had a gambling problem, but he didn't murder anybody. He didn't like come on. Like OJ's disqualified. I think Pete Rose is disqualified because he cheated and betted on
the
the game.
sport definitely would disqualify.
Yeah,
you.
like those are the things. Like, you know, I feel like Mayweather, as much as I can't stand him, I'm gonna have to
So
put him
more
in the
the legal implications, not necessarily moral
Like John McEnroe is
withstandings.
a jerk, but that's fine.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Lance Armstrong cheated. And
He's
so
not in the
that's
conversation.
Also a jerk, but that's not why we're going to hold it against him.
Yeah, he cheated.
Although he was in dodgeball, and he was very funny in.
Yeah, but that was before he admitted to cheating.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. But
all right,
we are getting to the last topic of the conversation of the night. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Once again, we are at 1,000 subscribers, 1,041 subscribers. It's absolutely amazing. The channel has grown so much. That being said, we are talking Tiger Woods. As you can see, Tiger Woods is prominently featured on the Funko Pop layer, so to speak. Obviously, it was a terrible, terrible accident.
Does he have both his
happened.
legs?
What happened?
Does he have both his legs in that Funko Pop? Too soon?
Yeah.
That was way too soon. Damn.
That's messed up.
Oh,
no.
my bad. I'll just ask you.
What is going on, man?
I'm checking for the structural integrity of the show.
That's right. He's testing our boundaries.
Listen to me. I want to say this right now. This is like, you heard this, and first you thought it was an accident. First you thought it wasn't that serious. It wasn't a major situation. But, you know, here's the thing that really, really gets me is that it was this is his car, like, off the side of the cliff. That's not good. That is like like legs amputated type stuff. And the front of the car is gone. And I look at that and I say, you know, like, there are a lot of reports are saying that his career is not over. Well, but I mean, I think his career is over.
I'll give you so a few things about Tiger. So first of all, he wasn't drinking. They know that. It was just an accident. Rushing. He was driving too fast on a dangerous road. He flipped multiple times. He has multiple open fractures in his lower right leg. He had to have a rod and screws and pins put in. Here's the thing about Tiger, though. He's had, I think, 4 or 5 back surgeries. He had chronic excruciating pain. He was briefly actually had a problem with painkillers as a result of that. But he came back. And, you know, did he come back and was he the Tiger he was when he was young? No, but was he still great? Yes. Yeah. So a lot of people are saying, look, Tiger doesn't want, he's already saying to people, like, I don't want to go out, I don't want this to be the end for me. I just think a lot of people feel like he's 45. He's, like I said, had multiple back surgeries. He actually was just recovering from one when this happened. So for just about anybody, would this be career ending? Yes. Just, I would not count that dude out. He has an intensity that, like, I mean, it'll probably affect him, but I wouldn't count him out.
Calvin?
I mean, definitely, you know, send prayers and good thoughts to a pimp named Tiger Woods. I mean, to Tiger Woods. He probably should have had a driver, like to be in all seriousness.
Yeah. I mean,
you know, I don't know what he was trying to do.
If I had a nickel for every time I've said he probably should have had a driver in the past, like, decade, I'll tell you what. I love having a driver. Like, it's the best when I get to have a driver. And I'm always sitting there like, why do people like driving themselves?
I hate it. Well, and multiple times she said, you should take an Uber, or we should take an Uber. I'm like, no, I'm not talking about an
Uber. I mean a driver, bro. No, that is like you know, someone who you call like Pennington, you know, who like opens your car and stuff for you. Like, come on, you know?
We know who the best
Bitterman.
driver is.
Look,
Bitterman.
Hey, that's why I'm trying to watch.
Driver.
Hey, look, hey,
what?
That's why I'm trying to watch Weed and Wealth, so I can get my paper up, so I can get what is his name again?
Bitterman.
Remington.
We'll do Bitterman.
Huh?
Pennington, Bitterman. These
Pennington,
are all acceptable names for chauffeurs.
Chadwick.
Mm-hmm. Chadwick.
Listen, no. The best chauffeur and Cesar was Happy.
Oh, from Tony Stark. Yes,
Tony Stark.
Fair.
Like, come on, he was the best.
He had a lot of opinions, though. I want a chauffeur that's just like he's quiet.
Fair, but he did everything.
Happy also tried to get with Aunt May. He canceled.
Listen,
Happy tried to get with Aunt May. We can't play that.
Listen to me. I'm going to tell you right now. Like, Tiger Woods, apparently he had just got finished playing golf with, he was playing a game with, I forgot which celebrity. I feel like it was either Tiger Woods. I mean, not Tiger Woods, Tom Brady, or it was a football quarterback. And he was playing golf, and then he realized he was running late, and then he sped. Like, this is the thing that was so tragic. And I hate to bring this up, but it was tragic about the Kobe death. Was that, like, you're Kobe Bryant, and I know, and it's still to this day I think about that death because it's like it hit me so hard. I wasn't even a Lakers fan, but I just respected him so much. But he was Kobe. He could have been late. He could have said, you know what, the weather is just bad. Let's just not get on this. I'm Kobe. I'm gonna be late. But he was doing it for his daughter because he was an amazing father. And Tiger wasn't rushing to meet his kid. He was rushing to meet a friend. And
it was Drew Brees and Justin Herbert.
There you go.
And prior in the day, I mean, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but Dwayne Wade.
Damn.
Dwayne Wade strikes again.
Yeah, after that Miami debacle, giving Bam Adebayo that dunk.
And it's screwing over my
No,
Aaron.
No, it's Damon Jones, bro.
Damon Jones, excuse me. Sorry.
Screwed over my Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron and Rodgers, but Aaron Boone. But wait.
Not Aaron.
Wow,
Gordon.
I just got so many Aarons.
Gordon.
Aaron Gordon, I'm tired. It's been a
I
tired
know, it's
week.
been a day. Anyway, so he was
Yeah.
doing celebrity golf lessons for charity.
This is what I'm
And
saying.
then-
And he was
Yo.
doing it for charity, but at the end of the day, man, people gotta slow down, man. Like
Yeah,
I drive right before the show went on the air, I had to drive from Brooklyn, Industry City, home of my new job, great company that I started working for, video production, video producer for the Garage, and the Garage Learning, and great people that work there. If any of them are watching, I don't know. They might have socially stalked me. It's a good thing. But the point is, I rushed to get here, but I didn't get into an accident. I didn't rush like crazy. I did 60, 65. Dude, they said dude was doing 90. On the speedometer, it said 90.
I think it was like literally in a 45. It wasn't good. But you know, he's always been a little bit. Here's the thing, and this is the last thing I want to say about it because I know we're over time. But
He's always been fast.
A lot of men, male athletes who are driven the way someone like Tiger Woods is driven. There's a certain profile that goes with that of the choices they make in life, and it tends to be a little on the reckless side. Yeah. There's exceptions to that. There's guys that seem to be that kind of level of aggressive and intense, but somehow are, you need to keep your hand down. Because I'm just saying, historically, baby, you may have occasionally made a bad choice. I'm just saying, sometimes your intensity got the better of you. Not anymore. That's a good thing. But
this is tea, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sipping.
Tea. I'm just saying, look, you see it in politicians, actually. You see it in athletes. There's a kind of intensity that can sometimes lead to a reckless confidence that, like, I can do this, I can do anything, and then it turns out to not be true. So it's not that surprising when people like Tiger speed a little bit and make some mistakes.
I understand that. Adam's another one who needs to slow down, bro. When you drive,
honestly,
I do this,
Adam, I just think you're a really good driver. I've argued with him. I've stood up for you, man, because I think Adam's a really good driver.
He's like a race car driver, and we don't have seatbelts on.
I think his front seat is literally in the back seat of his car. PSA: do not try to sit behind Adam in a car unless you are a
He needs an SUV. He needs an SUV,
yeah.
But. That being said, I'm so glad that he's not, because I'm hoping that one day he gets that one more championship to overtake what's his name, who has the golf championship.
Jack Nicklaus?
Yeah, Jack Nicklaus. I hope that he takes that title. I thought before this happened and before his last back surgery, he wasn't probably going to get it because he hasn't won a major in probably years. I don't watch golf unless Tiger Woods is playing. Like, to me, I love 2
years
playing.
ago.
What?
He won one 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago. And everybody said maybe that's the beginning of him coming back, and then he got injured again. I don't watch golf if Tiger Woods isn't playing. I love Tiger Woods. I thought he was exciting when in the 90s and early 2000s. He was so dominant. He definitely is going to be on that conversation for GOAT because he is really amazing. However, the problem is, the reason why I wouldn't put him as my pick as the GOAT is because at the end of the day, Jack Nicholson actually has a championship more than him. Huh?
Jack Nicklaus,
excuse me.
Jack Nicholson is,
I mean, he's decent, but he ain't Tiger Woods.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm glad that he's good. And then there's
Arnold Palmer. He has a beverage.
He does have a beverage. It's such a delicious beverage.
Mm-hmm.
Sponsor opportunity here. But I just want to say that I'm glad that he's okay. I hope he gets back to it. I want to see Tiger Woods play golf again. Like, I really do. I think that's really... I was a little scared when I saw it. I was like, oh my God, this is like scary. But hopefully he'll do it.
He has 4. I think he has 4. I just looked it up. So Nicklaus has 18 majors and Tiger has 14.
Really?
So there's
I thought he was closer than that.
Well, he has 77 PGA so he actually has more victories total because he's played longer, but technically he's got 14 majors and Nicklaus has 18. So he does have some ground to overtake number 1. He's still got a little bit of a ways to go.
He ain't winning 4. He might win 1 more. That's it. Mm-hmm. So, oh well. Okay. And it all went downhill when he cheated on his wife. That's why you don't cheat on your wife.
He is that, but they each have other things. I mean, you can still put, like, he was the youngest Grand Slam winner, but Nicklaus was the oldest player to win the Masters at 46.
Yeah, see,
so
they
each have
Nicholas
those
is actually
GOAT
higher.
qualities.
Yeah, Nicholas actually higher. But I would love to see what the people in the chat next week are going to say about the GOAT conversation. We are going to have that conversation. We're going to be talking All-Star. Calvin, I'm going to let you go first because we did have such a good discussion this week. What you want to say to the people, my man?
The only time that Joseph ever got me this hot was when he had me in the back of the car roasting me like a rotisserie chicken back in 2011. I didn't think I was going to make it, but I made it.
Hot. It was really hot.
I'm going to say,
he was in the backseat. I had a car full of people. He was in the trunk, and there was no AC, and we had to open the windows, and he wasn't getting anything. He took one for the team. I appreciate you, man. I love you for that. That was great.
Oven.
Yeah.
That was the only time I was ever been that hot. But other than that, we gonna make it past this, loyal New York fans. You know what I mean? And the blasphemy that you heard on this show does not mean that we don't love y'all as fans. It just means that some of us is tripping, but we still love y'all.
Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, the fact that you are not on me with this, I thought we wanted to protest the Knicks until they gave us something to cheer about. What happened to that?
They was giving me something to cheer about.
When?
I like Obi Toppin.
So you wait real quick, because you said, right, it's what have you done for me lately?
Yes.
So compared to what they have been doing, which was consistently bad, what they are doing for us lately is giving us hopes for any kind of playoff run.
Aren't you talking? Don't you mean false hopes?
How?
No.
I think it's.
How is it false?
Because they're gonna go out of the first round and be bumped out. Whoever they play in the first round is gonna beat them.
But you're acting like, okay, I don't really want to start this again, but I do appreciate Calvin's point that acting like the only kind of better that counts is like significant.
I want to see Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, everybody wants to see that. Give it a little time. They went from an F to a C. And if I have a student in my class that went from an F to a C or even an F to a D, I'd be like, yes, that's great. Keep going. Give them a little time. And let them make some more investments in the team and let them
Turner.
Not everybody is going to be the Nets and is going to buy a brilliant team overnight. And then just go oh, look how great we are.
You know who's a D team? The Orlando Magic. You know who's a D team? The Atlanta Hawks. You know who's a D team?
Yeah.
You know who's a D team? And I'm going to just leave it at that. A D team is the Portland Trailblazers. One and done.
Look,
yeah.
One and done. I think he has a fever.
I might quit, y'all. Yeah. I love y'all.
I would have accepted the Kings. I would have accepted.
No, the Kings are.
He just said Portland with my man Dave Dog. Make him holler. Lillard.
Hold on. Stop.
Their defense is bad, Calvin.
Before last year, when did they make anything more than the first round or the second round?
The Trailblazers' defense is not very good. That is fair.
I'm just saying they did.
Wait, you talking about the Trailblazers or the Nets?
Listen, I am tired. Tired. I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna let Heidi get out, and I'll let you reboot too. I am tired of teams that like to just meddle in mediocrity. They like to get to a point where they make the playoffs out in the first round. This is about championships, and if you are not in it to win a championship, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to deal with you. And the Knicks are not in it to win about championships. They are in it all about image and marketing, and that's it. Anyway.
Okay.
Heidi, what do you want to say to the people?
I want you all to know that he is a good person, and he has a bigger heart than it seems like he has right now. He's a softie. Sometimes he tears up a little bit. In a movie, if there are dogs, and the dogs are doing brave things.
Yes, that's true.
So I just want you to know, he may seem like he's cold and calculating, but he's a good person on the inside. And you are all good people on the inside. Thank you for tuning in, and it's fun to be back. And looking forward to having. I mean, obviously, I am super looking forward to having the GOAT conversation.
Yes, exactly.
And so we're looking forward to that next week.
She's gonna pick Lenny Dykstra as her GOAT person.
I am absolutely not gonna pick Lenny Dykstra as my GOAT person. Are you out of your? That wasn't even in the universe of people that I would pick.
I thought you liked
Wow.
Lenny. I thought you thought he was fun.
I like Lenny
Lenny
in the
Dykstra.
way that guys who do a lot of blow and like bang hookers are fun. Yes, Lenny
Lenny
is fun. If
Dykstra.
we're gonna make that list,
Wow.
then let's add a whole bunch of.
Lenny Dykstra?
Yes,
Yeah.
she loves Lenny Dykstra.
I do
He was a
actually
Philly.
really
Bro.
like Lenny Dykstra when he was. Yes, but that was just so random. Lenny Dykstra.
That's a different list. He on the same list with Doc Gooden and Daryl Strawberry.
100%.
He is on that the fun guy list.
That's the
And
fun guy
Jose
list.
Canseco.
They were
Yeah.
having sex in between innings. Did you hear that story that they
All right.
literally would have hookers come in between innings?
Yeah.
That's insane.
No,
Anyway.
he's a good time, but he's not on my.
He's
go
a good
list.
time.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyway, Calvin, anything I know we already gave you thing, but I want to ask anything you want to reboot to what I said?
First of
I ain't
all,
saying reboot.
okay, they went to the Western Conference Finals 2 years ago. Okay,
No, it was
and
last-
they're
no, yeah, 2
they're
years
not
ago.
reveling. They're not reveling in mediocrity, sir.
I mean,
They are not reveling in
They
mediocrity.
didn't make the playoffs last year.
Yes, they did.
No, I thought that Memphis took that spot.
No,
Yeah,
they
it was
didn't.
Memphis.
Remember, they beat Memphis, and then they beat the Lakers in the first game. But then the Lakers
that's
got a
right. And
gentleman
then Dame
sweep.
got hurt. Yeah, you're right. It's all right. All right, maybe they're not a
So-
D. Maybe they're the C. But surely Dame is an A plus
right,
player.
let's wrap this up.
Anyway, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. It was fun. We love having conversations like this. We love it when you get involved in the chat. Once again, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I am going to be signing off, but before I do, I want to just say one thing forever. Nets win championship.
I hate
That's
you.
it. Sweep the Knicks. Anyway, talk to you later. Have a good and fruitful, unbelievable night. I will see you soon. I'm trying to figure something out. This is like very good, but yeah. Anyway, have a good night. See you soon. Keep watching sports. We love you all. Thank you.